Richard Gauld, Orkney Sustainable Energy. Really I do the wind energy projects in Orkney. I decided to convert my own house to run on a wood pellet system. What we have here is a woodpecker 15 kilowatt wood pellet boiler. Very straightforward to see it. This is the main loading hatch, and here we have a couple of weeks worth of wood pellets, and inside the unit itself, quite straightforward. This is an auger system. The auger is used to draw up fuel and drop it into the burner, which is down below. So inside here, the wood pellets are ignited and allowed to burn. That then sends heat through into the boiler itself. And as you can see, there's a good bit of heat coming out of what the wood pellets are doing.
Yeah.
This is a typical ashtray showing how much ash you can generate over a short period. Just close them. Inside the boiler itself, we have water being heated up to provide the energy for the house. As I said, this is a 15 kilowatt system, so that's good enough for, say, a 3-bedroom house. If you had a larger property, you might want to look at maybe a 25 kilowatt. If you had say a school or a sort of industrial unit, maybe a 45 kilowatt unit could be more appropriate.
Okay. And what's the reasons that you have it in kind of outside sheds?
I think that the real reason is that you have to consider how to handle the fuel and how to work with that side of it. So by having it outside, you're minimising the amount of distance you've got to move the fuel around. At the moment, it's all got to be done by hand, so you've got to load in a 10 kilogram of fuel into the hopper, and clearly you don't want to carry that too far.
Cool.
And Richard, can you explain to us a little about the renewable heat incentives and what you're going to get from the government for having this system?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Well, because this is a fairly new idea in the UK, the government's come up with the concept of the renewable heat incentive. And the idea of that is that it pays the user money to run the system. In July this year, there should be a payment of £950 coming to individual users. And then from next year, there'll be an annual payment of something like £1,000 based on property size, which will cover pretty much all your fuel costs.
And currently, how much fuel are you actually using?
Well, I've got a relatively small house, so I get through 2 tonnes per year.
And the approximate cost of that fuel?
That's £500 in Orkney.
So the government subsidy should actually cover everything that you're spending on fuel currently?
It will cover all my heating costs, yes.
Brilliant.
So Richard, can you tell me how hard it was to swap over from your oil system to your new pellet system?
Yeah, I think that it was always a concern, is would it be a difficult job to go from one to the other? And in our case, excuse me, it was just a case of taking out the old oil burner, taking away the old oil tank. For the wood pellet system, we put the boiler in our shed here, which I had already, and I ran 2 pipes, one supply pipe into where the old oil system was, and then a return pipe back to the boiler. So the change, the actual plumbing work, in this case was just 2 straightforward pipes.
You didn't have to modify radiators or anything?
So the whole system, there's 9 radiators in the house, immersion tank, none of that was changed. So we used the same system, and all we did is just run 2 pipes there and back. And really it's been very straightforward to get that part of it working.
Okay. And we see that you have your pellet boiler in an actual shed. Does it have to be indoors?
Well, the boiler I've got could stand outside, but I think it's better to have it in some sort of house, like a garage or an outhouse or a shed. We use the shed because we had it already and it worked okay. It gives you a nice sort of warm workshop if you need it. But what I normally recommend is something like a garage is the best bet, because then you can deliver the fuel directly to where the boiler is. So otherwise, then handling the fuel is a very straightforward process.
Okay. Can you please tell us how much the wood pellets produce in ash and what you do with it?
Yes, clearly you're burning wood, so there's an ash that has to be dealt with. The small ashtray at the bottom of the boiler, it's about maybe 1.5 inches deep, and that will really take about 6 months to fill up, which there's it's not really a concern.
So vastly less than, let's say, an open fire.
Very much so. I recommend maybe empty out the ashtray once a month is probably the easiest way to deal with it. But of course, because it's a wood ash, it's phosphate rich, so it just goes straight into the garden as a fertiliser. So you don't have to worry about any sort of nasty byproducts at all, really.
Oh, fantastic. So the wood pellet boiler basically can supply all your hot water needs very easily, with no notable change inside in the heat quality. The temperatures are the same, and the plumbing's the same. The only difference is cheaper fuel.
Yeah, it works really well. I mean, I've got a couple of young kids. We go through lots of hot water for showers and things, and it's never been an issue. So very happy with the way the systems work.
Thank you very much.